Let's take a look at how we can create a confidence interval for qualitative data. Until now, we've done confidence intervals for quantitative data using the z distribution and the t distribution, where we focused on whether or not we had a sample size of less than 30 or greater than or equal to 30, and we looked at confidence intervals for the population mean. In this case, we're going to look at the population proportion, and we're going to look at qualitative data. So let's take a look at an example where we had a survey of 1,006 U.S. adults, and 181 of those adults said that they felt that Abraham Lincoln was the greatest president. Let's construct a 90% confidence interval for the population proportion of U.S. adults who say that Abraham Lincoln was the greatest president. As before, we can let Minitab do all the heavy lifting for us and create our confidence interval. In this case, we're going to go to Minitab, Stat, Basic Statistics, and instead of stopping at the sample Z or sample T, we're going to go on down to one proportion because we're interested in the proportion of adults. We're going to click on Summarize Data because we don't have data that's in columns. We're going to use data that's already summarized. We need to enter in the number of events and the number of trials. The number of events indicates how many of events qualified as successes or yeses in our sample. So we had 181 adults that said they felt Abraham Lincoln was the greatest president. So let's enter in 181 here. And how many trials did we do? How many were in our sample? We had 1,006 in our sample, so enter in 1,006 here. Click on Options, and here's where we tell Minitab at what level of confidence do we want to work. And in our problem, we said we wanted to construct a 90% confidence interval. So we enter in 90. We ignore the alternative box here because right now we're not interested in that part. Click OK, and click OK again. And Minitab constructs the 90% confidence interval. It tells us that we can be confident that we would be between 16% and 20%. Now, it's very important that we write this confidence interval in the appropriate format and don't just stop here. So the appropriate format of this confidence interval would be, we would say with 90% confidence, we can say that the proportion of adults who think that Abraham Lincoln was the greatest president is between 16 and 20%.